Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Oh, thank you, Joe. I saw it. Today is October 7th, 2019, and we're going to call this meeting order at 7:33. Can you call the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Zielinski is running late from work. He will try to join, but he is currently absent. Trustee Juarez? Here. Trustee McLaughlin?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Nava Esparza? Here. Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you again for joining us this evening. We'll start with officers' reports, starting with myself. Trustees, I'd like to let you know that my assistant, Becky Smith, just won a scholarship to participate in a basic economic development course that's going to take place. She just gave me the info on this. Here it is. Runs Monday, October 21st. Through Friday, October 25th. Friday's a half a day. This is out in Naperville. And course location, this is going to be at the NICOR headquarters out in Naperville is where this is being done. They're going to provide everything that she needs that's out there. As your course director, on behalf of Southern Illinois University Edwardsville and the BEDC management team, our sponsors and faculty, they are saying that they're proud to welcome you to their 51st annual Illinois Basic Economic Development course. The accredited course follows the national curriculum, principles of nationally recognized economic developer, educator, and mentor Robert Kopecki has taught 25 experienced professionals. And obviously, we're looking forward to Becky attending that course. Right now, Becky and Trustee Nava Esparza. Becky's our point of contact here at the Village Hall, and Trustee Nava Esparza is our chairperson for economic development. So I look forward to Becky taking a class like this to help us grow here as far as economic development is concerned. We currently don't have an economic development consultant. The board elected to not use them. They were assigned to the Pulaski Avenue TIF, so temporarily we do not have nor did we ever have a full-time economic development person, but certainly we need someone that's familiar with the process, and thank you, Becky, for applying for that grant, and I'm glad to say we were accepted then, too, so sounds good.
Yay, Becky.
Yeah. Next on my agenda, I had number one on your agendas there is the presentation to the Village of Alsip of a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, the AFRA recognizing fiscal year 2018 with a celebrative plaque from the Government Finance Officers Association. Also, I wanted to recognize our Finance Director, Kent Olivan, and his team upstairs of Karen Bonema, who's our accountant for the Village of Alsip, for receiving this Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. As Finance Director, Mr. Olivan was responsible for having it earn the certificate, obviously as a representative of your department, but again, we thank Ms. Bonema for her hard work on this as well, too. I do have a press release that we were given today, October 7, 2019. The Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, otherwise known as the GFOA, established the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting program in 1945 to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles to prepare comprehensive annual financial reports that evidence the spirit of transparency and full disclosure, and then to recognize individual governments that succeed in achieving that goal. The goal of the program is not to assess the financial health of participating governments, but rather to ensure that users of their financial statements have the information they need to do so themselves. The Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting has been awarded to the Village of Alsip by the GFOA for its comprehensive annual financial report, otherwise known as a CAFR, for its fiscal year ended in 2018. This is the first time the Village of Alsip has received this award. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. An award of financial reporting achievement has been awarded to the Village Finance Director and Treasurer, Kent Alvin, who Kent is a CPA, is the person primarily responsible for preparing the award-winning CAFR. Mr. Alvin has completed the University of Wisconsin-Madison School of Business, the GFOA's Advanced Government Finance Institute. Mr. Alvin has also earned and currently holds the GFOA's Certified Public Finance Officer's designation, a designation designed through 5 examinations and subsequently through continuing education to verify knowledge in the disciplines of government finance. Finally, the CAFR has been judged by an impartial panel to meet the high standards of the program, including demonstration of constructive spirit of full disclosure to clearly communicated his financial story and motivate potential users and the user groups to read the CAFR. The GFOA is a nonprofit professional organization serving approximately 17,500 government finance professionals with offices in Chicago and Washington, D.C. So I'd like to congratulate Kent and the Finance Department for their achievement in this award then too, and they actually gave us a beautiful plaque that's mounted on a nice piece of granite here then too. Congratulations, Kent. Nice job on this thing too. I'll give us the finance chair. We're going to post that in the glass box on the hall.
Okay, great.
Nice job, Kent. Thank you for your hard work on that.
Thank you, Mayor. I also wanted to do a shout out to Heather as well.
I apologize, yes.
And accounts payable. The audit is definitely, she's part of it. A good portion of the audit, though, Karen Bonema does. And then I do a lot of the work that turns that audit into a CAFR.
Very good. I know it's a lot of hard work, and we always talk about the lean staff that we have here, so I know, thank you again for that award and us being recognized as a village on that then, too. That's all I had for this evening. Next is the clerk's report. Clerk Petzel.
Thank you, Mayor Ryan. Approval of the August 2019 motor fuel tax allotment in the amount of $64,103.66. And that is all, Mayor Ryan.
Okay. We have the attorney report. We have Joe Kenker with us.
I have no report, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Engineers report. Will?
Just that the resurfacing project is pretty much wrapped up with the exception of punch list items and striping, some restoration by driveways. But the surface got finished this past weekend.
Did we do those 2 alleys yet, too?
The alleys are done, and
Really?
Shirley Lane is done. They were both done on Saturday.
I was
Nice.
going to say, I saw the trucks on Pulaski queuing up Saturday morning bright and early.
Yep.
Thank you, Will. That sounds great. And I'm sure those folks with those alleys are real happy yet, too. We did a couple. Alsip's only got, what, 5 alleys all day? Or yeah. And we did 2 of them over on the east side of the village near Demon Dogs and 115th place going eastbound from Pulaski. And they were terrible. So I'm glad we had an opportunity to address those and straighten those out and stuff now, too. So thank you. Next, we have the public forum. We had on here Donna Nagel of Linecrest Drive wanted to discuss concerns about flooding by our residents. Donna, are you here? Hi, Donna. Please come up to the mic over here then.
Good evening, Mayor, Clerk, Trustees. Before I start speaking, I'd like to pass out pictures
Sure.
so you can see.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Do you want one?
Can't swim. Thank you. Jesus.
Mike, do you want one?
Thank you for letting me speak.
Don, excuse me, Don, do you have one extra?
Whenever,
Can you give it to Public Works, please? He can follow along. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me speak. I've been living there for 31 years. My next door neighbor's there over 40. This is my house. I'm looking across the street. This is whether it rains a little or a lot. You can't even park on the street. I have called Public Works. They told me clean the sewer. There is nothing blocking the water going down. I have a sewer in front of my driveway, one directly across, and one 116th and Trip. I don't understand why that much water is building up. And as you can see, it's eroding the parkway. It comes all the way across my sidewalk, all the way across Linecrest Drive to 4300 to 4301.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to see something done. I've never seen a truck scoop, anybody pull the sewer cover off, but, I mean, would you like to live, I mean, every time you pull out of the driveway, water's all over. It's eroding, underneath the car, too,
Oh, sure.
okay?
Don, I'll be honest, I live not too far from you. I'm just on the other side of Cicero right there, and I'm sorry, I haven't seen this buildup like this. Obviously, it exists. You get some great pictures here, and I'm sorry that...
Excuse the one with my feet.
That's all right, yeah. Folks, she's got one of her standing in there, and Donna...
Emphasizes how deep it is.
Exactly. You're over your ankles, that's for sure,
It's
so...
up to my calf,
Okay.
and it's clear water, so it's definitely, it's not coming up from the sewer, it's just not going down.
Yeah.
Now, we noticed that since Maris built the ballpark
Mm-hmm.
up, we're getting even more water. And thank God it's not coming in my basement,
Yeah.
But if you're familiar with the area, Trip goes down toward Keeler. So if I'm built up, why is this water standing?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like you to take consideration, because this is really
Absolutely.
bad.
No, these are, and again, I understand, we've been really getting pounded with a lot of rain. It's a
Right.
valid concern. I was actually up in, I have a cottage up in Michigan, about 2 hours from here. Record water up there. It's a 40-year, high type of thing. I actually have a seawall. It's over the seawall, and we're losing the front yard and everything. I was up there every weekend. So everybody's really experiencing some challenges.
Right, and but this has been going on for a while. Even a little bit of rain,
Yeah.
it'll take at least 3 hours to go down,
Okay.
at least.
Mike, any recommendations that we can do? I mean, go ahead.
I mean, obviously, this is definitely an area, every time that we get heavy rains, that we do go and monitor, because we understand that we get flooding over there, especially when we get 3 inches or more of rain. We've been out there, we've cleaned the pipes, we have cleaned the catch basins. In fact, early last week, we were out and I made adjustments on a structure to enable it to take more of the overflow. We did see a little bit of improvement in that this past weekend with the rains. The entire sewer system was built on a 100-year flood, and we're now seeing that 5-6 times a year. So important thing is when it does stop raining, it does go down. So it is doing its job, but the system is overwhelmed. We're looking at some other ways that we might be able to do a different connection running down, because it does tie into a very large pipe between Karlov, or down Karlov, between 117th and 118th. So
Okay.
We are looking at ways that we can improve it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
No, absolutely, Donna, and no, I right back to you. I mean, I appreciate you sharing your photos with us then, too, because not all of us certainly live on your block where we get a chance to see it. We're actually seeing another area in town, too, that we're looking at the same thing. Sometimes, like anything else, I mean, here we are, seriously, it's not making excuses here, but here we are, 2019, and like Superintendent Frater said, occasionally you might be looking at systems that might need to be upgraded. Maybe they weren't designed, whatever, 40, 50 years ago to handle the capacity that they're into now. And as you said, Donna, when they modify areas nearby, it doesn't help and stuff then, too. And not to mention, it's a whole different, you're living across the street from Chicago, you're a half a block from Chicago, if that. So, no, Mike, can we put something together where we can have some sort of a survey that you can put together for us to demonstrate you guys looked at this, and if we saw any problems with those lines and stuff then, too?
Absolutely.
Can we measure them and all that kind of thing then, too, to make sure that we're looking at the right
We have
thing?
records of work orders of being out there with the cleaning and adjustments.
Donna, if you give us just, what do you need, Mike, 2 weeks maybe to put that together?
Yeah.
You got 10 days.
Not a problem.
And the only reason I do is, it's always good to put a small time frame on that, to be accountable for it. So,
I appreciate that.
If we, give us like 2 weeks, and we'll get back a report, letting you know what we looked at, and Mike, if we see something that we can fix, or if we need to appropriate something for new, some construction and modify the problem, let's talk about it and stuff then too. We're going to be talking about our budget coming up, we always approve by May 1, but if we need to do something, obviously that's substantial water that's staying there. Everyone gets a little bit. I've got a couple newer homes next door to me, and their grade is taller. It was approved by the village, and yeah, when you get a real heavy one, maybe like some folks in this room, yeah, my house gets washed out a little bit and stuff. My yard, I should say, gets washed out. Fortunately, I haven't taken anything in the basement, but we'll certainly, thank you for coming to talk to us. If you would, could you sign in so we get your number, and we'll follow up with you within a couple of weeks.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
Board. Appreciate
thanks.
it.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to talk to the board tonight? Okay. You? Mike? I know. Thank you very much, Ms. Nagel. Next, the standing committee reports. Finance Committee, Trustee McLaurin.
First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated September 27th, 2019, totaling $488,988.84. Next, I have a request for approval of accounts payable dated October 7th, 2019. General Fund, $167,572.94. Road and Bridge, $18,235.07. MFT, $31,502.50. Pulaski Road Corridor TIF, $12,769.93. Water and Sewer, $807,490.40. Heritage, $45,445.02, for a grand total all funds of $1,083,015.86. And then finally, I have a request for approval of an RFP and engagement letter submitted for audit services for the Village of Alsip by BKD LLP. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I always try to identify, we've got a handful of students in the audience tonight too, and just so your students understand, RFP, it stands for Request for Pricing. A few weeks ago, we actually did request pricing from auditing companies we want to change auditors in our village and so forth. We've had a very good company for a number of years. They say good practice is every 5-6 years is maybe to put fresh eyes on that. And that's what we did, and this company known as BKD submitted the best price, and we did qualify them to be a good company to use then too, so that's what we're talking about there. Next, the Fire Committee, Trustee Murphy.
I have approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Alsip and the Illinois Department of Healthcare and Family Services, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Police and Traffic Safety, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
Trustee, I did excuse the police chief from tonight's meeting. He called earlier. So,
Thank you.
next, Public Work and Boat Launch Report. Trustee Juarez.
I have an approval for the Superintendent of Public Works to attend the Illinois Public Works Mutual Aid Conference on October 15th and 16th in Bloomington, Illinois, at a cost not to exceed $180 for hotel and accommodations. I have an approval to advertise for the 2019 MWRD High Priority Area Carried in Place Pipelining Project. The bid opening will be held at the October 21st, 2019 Village Board meeting. And third, I have an approval to award the Parkway Tree Pruning Contract to the lowest bidder of D. Ryan Tree Landscaping Services, LLC, at a cost to not exceed $19,196. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Certainly, it's a common name, too. I've got no affiliation with whoever D. Ryan is. Smith and none of the Ryans know each other. It's like Smith and Jones. So, next is the Sewer and Water Report. Trustee Nava-Esparza.
Item 1, approval to purchase water meters and FluxNet radio at a cost not to exceed $61,075.00 for the ongoing replacement of residential water meters. This has been appropriated for in the FY20 budget. Item 2, approval of the Water and Sewer September 2019 monthly activity report. Item 3, approval to award the water tower rehabilitation and painting contract to the lowest bidder, TechCorp, Inc., in the amount of $1,639,800.00. That is all, Mayor.
Okay, and again, both to everyone in the audience and the board, this is painting the exterior of, which water tower again, Dan? South. The south water tower, so that'll be the one near the flea market? Correct. And then we're going to paint the interior of the one over near Army Street?
Correct.
Okay, and we're not going to be doing this work until like spring, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next, the Building and Health Report Committee.
Trustee Dalzell or Trustee McLaughlin, please.
Request approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 12 licenses, permits, and business regulations, Article 1 in general, by adding Section 12-26, notification to the village by owner of new tenant or occupant to the municipal code of the Village of Alsip. And that's all.
Thank you. And again, to everyone watching, if you didn't see our committee meeting last week, all this refers to is we're adopting an ordinance that mandates that landlords, business owner landlords that have multiple buildings need to register their occupants with the village. We're just making an ordinance form so that we can obviously police the fact that they're getting business licenses and they're complying with building code, et cetera. Chief, is that pretty much it?
Yep, that's correct. And then we will also send it through the Chamber of Commerce plus the Industrial Commission, so everybody's notified of it,
Of those?
of the change.
Right.
Correct.
Thank you. Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
No report this evening, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Special Committee Reports, Economic Development, Trustee Nava Esparza.
Approval of an ordinance authorizing the sale of the property commonly known as 11706-11730 South Pulaski Road, Alsip, Illinois, in furtherance of the objectives of the redevelopment plan and project approved for the Pulaski Road Corridor TIF redevelopment project area. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, and I was speaking with Trustee Dalzell for a second before the meeting, and trustees, in your packets, you had copies of not only the real estate purchase and sale agreement of the property that we're talking about. This is the property at 11706 to 30 Pulaski Road. There used to be a used car dealership there. It was called Edka, and then we knocked down an old car wash that was next door. This purchase of this property will take up that entire spot. So everything from the corner of 117th and Pulaski up to the Taco Bell that stands there, that's all one parcel that's being sold to this company for them to construct a Mediterranean restaurant at that location. Next, we had the village properties. Trustee McLaughlin.
Requesting approval for Xylem Management to rescind the rent freeze at the Heritage 1 and Heritage 2 apartment complexes and require all new leases issued to include a $10 per month increase commencing January 1, 2020. Excuse me. All residents will be notified by the management company upon passage of said request. That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next, the Ordinance and Legislation Committee.
Trustee Dalzell or Trustee Nava Esparza, please.
Sure. I can knock it out. Approval of an ordinance for the amendment to the current existing CalSAG Enterprise Zone, subject to the Enterprise Zone Act of the State of Illinois. Item 2, approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Alsip, the City of Blue Island, the Village of Calumet Park, the City of County Club Hills, the Village of Dixmoor, the Village of East Hazel Crest, the City of Harvey, the Village of Hazel Crest, the Village of Homewood, the City of Markham, the Village of Marinette Park, the Village of Midlothian, the City of Oak Forest, the Village of Phoenix, the Village of Robbins, the Village of Worth, and the County of Cook. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. And again, when you look through all of this wording, students and everyone in the room, really what this means is that we are a member of the enterprise zone, and these other communities listed were asking, they were asking to expand their boundaries. Not all of these towns. There was a couple of the towns that were asking to expand their zone just a little bit. We did so back in 2016, And as a member of the enterprise zone, all communities have to agree to this ordinance, and that's what we're doing tonight, is agreeing to this ordinance to allow them to expand their zone. What the enterprise zone is when you construct a new business, or if you have, in addition to your existing business, you can actually save money by going through this station, and you actually don't pay sales tax on the materials. So this is a valued savings. I know a handful of new businesses that just came to Alsip did the same thing, and they said they saved considerable money. Actually, the recent one was Love to Play at 111th and Cicero. They did real well with this program, and there's a few others moving forward. And Mary Schmidt, who used to be with our Chamber of Commerce, still runs this program, and she's doing very well. Even from California, she can still do this remotely, and she's doing a wonderful job, so we thank her. Next is the IT Committee, Trustee Dalzell.
No report, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Planning, Zoning, and Licenses, Trustee Juarez.
I have an approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the repair and storage of trucks for the property located at 4627-33 West 120th Street, Alsip, Illinois. And number 2, I have an approval of a list of license dated September 10th through September 30th, 2019. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustees, any presentations, petitions, or communications you wish to share this evening? Nobody? All right, thank you. Anyone wish to remove anything from the consent agenda?
I'd like to remove item M.
M as in Mary.
Yes.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Then can I get a motion to,
Motion to establish
Establish.
the consent agenda?
right,
Second. Sorry, did I hear a second?
do we have a second to that, please?
I motioned, I can't second.
Kelly.
Speak into this.
Roll call number 1 to establish the consent agenda. Again, letter M as in Mary has been removed. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Excuse me, Trustee Nava Esparza?
Yes.
Motion carries to establish.
Motion to approve the consent agenda is presented?
Second.
Roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda as presented. Just recapping, letter B as in boy, approval of a list of payroll dated September 27th, 2019, totaling $488,988.84. Approval of a list of accounts payable dated October 7th, 2019, totaling $1,083,015.86. A couple of spelling corrections. In letter N as in Nancy, existing is EX, ISTING. And in letter O as in Orange, it should be the City of Country Club Hills, and the Village of Phoenix is PHOENIX. Again, this is roll call number 2 to approve the consent agenda as presented. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski is absent. Trustee Juarez?
Yes.
Trustee McLaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza?
Yes.
Okay, to go back, letter K will become the approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 12, Licenses, Permits, and Business Regulations, Article 1 in general, by adding Section 12-26, notification to the village by owner of new tenant or occupant to the municipal code of the Village of Alsip will become ordinance number 2019-10-1. Letter L as in Larry, approval of an ordinance authorizing the sale of the property commonly known as 11706 to 11730 South Pulaski Road, Alsip, Illinois, in furtherance of the objectives of the redevelopment plan and project approved for the Pulaski Road Corridor TIF redevelopment project area will become ordinance number 2019-10-2. Letter P as in Paul, approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip granting a special use permit authorizing the repair and storage of trucks for the property located at 4627-33 West 120th Street, Alsip, Illinois, will be ordinance number 2019-10-3.
3BN.
Number N. Letter N.
M has been,
No,
N,
N
I'm
is in
so
Nancy.
sorry. Thank you, trustee McLaughlin. N is in Nancy, approval of an ordinance for the amendment to the current existing EX, ISTING, CalSag Enterprise Zone, subject to the Enterprise Zone Act of the State of Illinois, will become ordinance number 2019-10-4.
Great, thank you very much. We'll just return back to an item that was removed. Letter M is in Mary. Approval for Xyler Management to rescind the rent freeze at the Heritage 1 and Heritage 2 apartment complexes and require all new leases issued to include a $10 per month increase commencing January 1st, 2020. All residents will be notified by the management company upon passage of said request. Trustee Wars, did you have a question?
Nope, I just wanted a separate vote.
Okay. Trustees, can I ask for a motion and a second to vote on this item?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Roll call number 2 to approve letter M as in Mary, approval for Xyler Management to rescind the rent freeze at the Heritage 1 and Heritage 2 apartment complexes and require all new leases issued to include a $10 per month increase commencing January 1st, 2020. All residents will be notified by the management company upon passage of said request. Again, this is roll call number 3. Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Zelinski is absent. Trustee Juarez.
No.
Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava Esparza.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Does anyone have any unfinished business? Okay, how about any new business? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. We're going to adjourn this meeting at 8:05, and I appreciate everyone coming out this evening, and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much. Students, if you need us to sign your sheets, you can ask any of the trustees. We're happy to sign for you and stuff then, too. Thank you.